Just a month ahead of the August local government elections, a survey shows satisfaction with municipalities in Gauteng has declined since 2013. Well, such results suggest that there is a greater middle ground of potentially undecided voters. It is also clear that respondents increasingly distinguish between government performance at national and local levels. Let's cross live to the survey coming up live from Johannesburg.
It's not just a mystery that there's that level of satisfaction in that area. It's interventions, particularly by provincial government, working with the local and district municipality there. So we are very pleased that in a province like ours, we have municipalities that consistently show good performance. As I said, I think what we want to see over the next term is to track interventions on the economy, especially the SMME sector, the township economy, informal traders, as well as the formal economy. I know there's a question, I'll deal with that question on what realistically we can do. So going forward, and this is the message we have been sending about with a great deal of pain, to say that it is not enough that municipalities focus on basic services. They also have a responsibility to help us turn around the performance of the local economy, and they can do a lot. Ekurhuleni has invested lots of efforts on reindustrialization, linking up with the national economy. Johannesburg has invested lots of efforts. Tshwane has done the same with their own distinct sectors. The Western districts and Sedibeng districts are doing that as well. We have just adopted, we had the summit, what is called the Economic Indaba, on the 8th and 9th of December, where we have adopted a new economic development plan. There's not enough time to deal into how that plan is realistically intervening, because you are asking, given the environment in the global economy and the national economy, can we realistically do something? In that plan, we have identified a set of interventions in the local and provincial economy in sectors that give us decisive advantage. And we're looking at those sectors that are already linked with the SADC and Sub-Saharan Africa's economy, where the potential for greater exports and trade and therefore greater increased employment is already there. So I don't have enough time to go through that, but we will launch the economic development plan. That's for the next 14 years up to 2030, what we call the Gauteng Economic Development Plan. We will launch it in the next week or so. We are spared by this, what's coming out of here, that actually the community, society expect more action from government. Not us just saying the private sector must intervene or sort out the jobs. So we are spared by that. And when we do this public launch of our plan, we will be able to demonstrate that we are going to be doing a lot in the Gauteng city region, municipalities and provincial government, to turn around the performance of the economy. Obviously, there are national things we can't sort out. National regulations, but there are also national interventions in the same light. But we are convinced that the sub-national economy called the Gauteng City Region can do much more than we have been doing so far, given that plan. I think there is another question about the impact, is it Tabiso? The impact of national decisions on local and provincial government, those things that are negative. All we can say to you is that we work extremely well as provincial and municipalities to address those things that are within the authority of sub-national government in South Africa. We work extremely well. We double our efforts to address all the issues that are within our capacity to address. So if there are certain things that impact on what we are doing at that are national decisions in our cooperative government system. We have platforms to raise those things. If there's a national decision that affects us negatively, whether it's municipalities or provincial governments, we have space to raise those issues. So we're not worried about. We're not sitting here as helpless two spheres of government that cannot do anything. We have levers to do much more to turn around the mood and improve levels of trust. Our Ntirisano community outreach program has improved the level of trust. 2013, where we were, it was very gloomy about perceptions of communities about government in general. The reason local government is featuring so well, and you would see even provincial government doing much better than any other time before, is because we are taking action on the ground where we have direct control to win back the trust of their citizens and the residents of our cities in our own sphere. You know, the question on 43% of the people being unhappy with in the migration, it's very interesting. 44% of the people who are currently working and living in Gauteng were not born in Gauteng. So I just want to, let me add something that's not in that. So 44%, there's only 56% of the people who are living and working in Gauteng were born here. We are reaching levels of 50% very soon. And I suspect that some of the people who are unhappy is not those born here. It's those who have arrived here, like you and I, who think, hey man, if others are still going to arrive, we will be disadvantaged. And it may be a question that the researchers must track down. And it's human nature. It's if I am sorted and I am in that space that offers opportunities, others must not come. So if you ask the people who are saying we must send them back, you'll find that a lot of them are those born elsewhere, who think that if more were to arrive, their situation will be worse. And it might be me and the mayor of Ekurhuleni, who were born elsewhere in the country, who think that others must not come. It may sound like a joke, but it is serious that rapid urban migration is putting a great deal of pressure on the governance system in Gauteng province. Are we equal to the task? We are equal to the task. That's why in our delivery model we say if we deliver, whether it's housing or other opportunities, if we deliver at the rate we have been doing in the past, we will always reach a level. Employment, if we deliver the number of jobs not in anticipation of new arrivals, we will be static. So 2.5 million jobs created over the past 20 years, but the level of unemployment increases all the time. So we want a dramatic turnaround of delivery of housing, economic performance, and every area, infrastructure delivery. We need a dramatic turnaround in those areas. And I don't think we want to reverse what Gauteng is. Gauteng is a province where for more than a century, people from elsewhere in the country and in the world have always been moving to have access to the urban ecosystem. So you can't reverse that. Cities offer people better opportunities. The critical thing is we who are running these cities must know that as we solve one backlog, as the mayor said, the backlog is much bigger because others are still arriving. 250,000 people arrive every year in Gauteng province. The way to solve the problem is not to say they must stay where they are. It will be impossible. Urbanization is the most decisive force and trend in global affairs today, not just in South Africa, in Africa, in Asia, where there's been less urbanization. It's the key driver. People are moving to cities. What does that mean? It means these cities must be governed well. We must provide for more than the head count we have at the moment. But we must also improve the functionality of economies in the countryside, rural development strategies. But young people naturally will gravitate towards cities. It doesn't matter what you put in the countryside. The younger generation will always gravitate to the cities. In this city region, we are doing a lot to ensure that we keep pace with rapid urbanization. There's no chance of reversing this trend. There's no way you can send people back to the countryside. Many of them, okay, the mayor of Johannesburg is born here, and MEC Mashatile is born here. But if you trace them and who, you go back to check, so who first arrived here in their families, you would see that it's the nature of Gauteng. Those that call them, my children were born here. They may be amongst those who say the others must not come. Because they were born here. But you can't reverse that trend. In fact, it is actually dangerous, as Brexit shows. The fear of the outsider. People blame, the others who were not born here are blamed for taking the jobs. And it's work we have to do to continue to educate. Johannesburg would not be Johannesburg if it was just composed of the people who were born here. Its dynamism as a city, its diversity, its dynamism, its resourcefulness as a city, culturally and economically, would not be what it is if it was just made up of people who were born here. And the rest of the economy, cities and city regions in the world are becoming what they are because of attracting the skills, the innovations from people all over the world. So we are proud of being a province that attracts people from all over the continent, the best, the most innovative, most ambitious, most skilled people, most educated, businesses as well, attracting those from all over the world. We need them here instead of chasing them away to create more jobs, to create more opportunities. So that's what we are. We're very proud of what Gauteng is. It's a province made up of, we get into 50-50. And in fact, increasingly, it will be more people. So it puts pressure on us, yes, and we are equal to that task. We embrace that pressure rather than run away from it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that should be enough for today. Thank you very much once again, and we will keep in touch. Thank you very much.